Hello everyone, my name is Hằng. Today I am so happy to be here today to share with you about the topic Day of the Dead. Okay, so now let's start.
Okay, here we go. I arrived in Guatemala on the Day of the Dead, November 1st.
Oh,
Did I arrive in Guatemala?
Yes, I arrived in Guatemala on the Day of the Dead, November 1st.
Yes, I arrived in Guatemala. Where did I arrive?
Guatemala.
Guatemala, right? I arrived in Guatemala. I arrived in Guatemala on the Day of the Dead, November 1st. Who arrived in Guatemala on the Day of the Dead?
Me. I arrived in Guatemala on the Day of the Dead, November 1st.
Well, me, AJ, right? I arrived in Guatemala on the Day of the Dead, November 1st. Did I arrive in Guatemala on November 3rd?
No, I arrived in Guatemala on the Day of the Dead, November 1st.
No, I didn't arrive in Guatemala on November 3rd. I arrived in Guatemala on November 1st. What day did I arrive in Guatemala?
The Day of the Dead.
November 1st. I arrived in Guatemala on November 1st. Where did I arrive on November 1st?
On the Day of the Dead. I arrived in Guatemala on November 1st.
Well, Guatemala, right? I arrived in Guatemala on November 1st. I arrived in Guatemala on the Day of the Dead, November 1st.
Oh,
I was curious about this holiday, so I went to the cemetery to see what was happening. Was I angry about this holiday?
No.
No, I wasn't angry about this holiday. Was I sad about this holiday?
No, I was sad.
No, I wasn't sad about this holiday. I was curious about this holiday.
Yes, I'm curious about this holiday.
Who was curious about this holiday?
Me. I'm curious about this holiday.
Well, I was, AJ. I was curious about this holiday. What was I curious about? The holiday, right?
A holiday. I'm curious about this holiday.
I was curious about the holiday. Which holiday was I curious about?
The Day of the Dead. I'm curious.
Which holiday was I curious about? The Day of the Dead. I was curious about the Day of the Dead. Was I curious about the Day of the Dead? Or was I curious about Christmas? Well,
I'm curious about this holiday, the Day of the Dead.
was curious about the Day of the Dead, of course. I was curious about the Day of the Dead, so I went to the cemetery to see what was happening.
Oh,
Where did I go?
I go to the cemetery to see what's happening. That's all about my sharing. Thank you so much for your attention. Goodbye.